All right, welcome to another edition of, the Unnamed Cybersecurity Podcast, because we can't come up with a name.
We promised we would get a name like 6
Yeah, I
months
know.
ago,
We're terrible. We don't
lame.
keep our promises. We're liars here. Yeah,
Ouch.
we're just-
Hi.
yeah. Hey, but everybody's here today, right? So
We're all
Matt's
here.
Bob's
All
here. I'm here. We're here. Bob and I are going to see each other in Georgia in a few days.
Yep.
So that's going to be interesting. Matt's not going to be there, though. He wasn't.
I'm not. I'm going to be actually taking a few days off in a few days.
Oh, what are you doing?
Kids, no work.
No kids. Wow. What are
Marietta,
you doing?
Ohio.
Where you
Little
going?
walkable town. Marietta, Ohio. It's a little walkable town.
Okay.
Oh,
Should
so
be
you're
nice.
I'm actually in Florida right now. So we
Ooh.
gotta. So I'm coming in. Figured I'd jump in on my vacation and see what's going on.
I'm sitting here in my office in Michigan. It was warm yesterday.
72 degrees when I was out earlier.
Yeah, we were 70 here in Pittsburgh yesterday. We'll have the snow. What
It's
the heck?
36 degrees out today. It was 50 something yesterday. Welcome to springtime in the Midwest, right?
This is
So-
fake spring. Actually.
So
Fake spring. Yeah.
Yeah, fake spring. Wait, there's seasons. This is really important. There's like seasons. You can
Dude, next week it's gonna be like 60 and then it's go back to 40. There's your fake spring.
No,
too.
okay. Here are the seasons though. There's 11 seasons of Pennsylvania. I think Michigan's the same. There's winter,
Yeah.
full spring, second winter, spring of deception, third winter. I think we're in third winter. Mud season comes in 14 days. Then actual spring, summer, false fall, second summer, actual fall. Back to winter.
there you go. I had a Facebook image show up from March of 2019 where we had I think 9 or 10 inches of snow in New Jersey. So I'm just glad we're not seeing that.
Take this.
Anyway, Chris, you mentioned some stuff in the green room about a new attack vector that is going old school.
I love the ways that criminals will find a way to make money. Like, we sit here and we try to work hard and we try to help people, and then they come up with the most ingenious stuff to make money, right? So how about they just package a letter up and says time sensitive, read immediately, and it claims to be the Bien Lian group, which is like a advanced persistent threat hacking group, and that they've gained access to your network. They've stole thousands of sensitive files. Remember, this is a letter you receive in the mail.
Yep.
And it says if you need to scan the QR code, link it to your Bitcoin wallet, and pay $250,000 to $500,000, and you have 10 days to do it, or they won't negotiate with you anymore. And they're sending these to executives, corporate executives. You can imagine that they're probably rather large companies, or companies that have quite a bit of money. Yeah,
So it's an old trick.
Sounds like a
modified.
good marketing
Old tricks are the
campaign.
best tricks.
I know, right? Like, I like the marketing campaign idea. See, if we do that, we go to jail. If they do that, they probably won't go to jail, but like,
Well, they're already risking it.
fair. It actually originates from Boston, Massachusetts, no less. So I wonder who's sending them out. Kind of interesting like that. The FBI actually put a warning out for this, so that's why I'm talking about it today. It's just called mail scam, targeting corporate executives, claims ties to ransomware. So it looks like it's not real, but if somebody is worried about that and they pay the $250,000 to $500,000, it's gonna be gone. They'll wash that stuff real quick. So
I remember. I'm doing a quick search. There was an old ransomware attack that wasn't really ransomware. It was a similar thing. It went out like this, and it actually was more ransomware attackish because I think it sent out a CD-ROM or a floppy that that had a time lock on it. That after the machine rebooted about 20 times, it gave them a message that they had to go pay $50 or something. Some CD. It was in the late 80s.
I should go buy a bunch of floppy drives and send them to people. Sounds like a good idea. Nothing on them, just send them to people just to see how many people ask me about the relic.
Actually, in some cases, you might be, what should I do with this?
Yeah. What is this?
What do I do with it?
We'll send it to a bunch of young people. We'll see how that goes. So I talked, another thing, I talked a little bit about this a few weeks ago with one of my customers, right? Like, they got email bombed and then they got called on Teams, and They tried to use Quick Assist, right, on one of the customers, and it looks like that's picking up. It looks like that technique has been adopted by another group, the same group and another group. And now they've switched to deploying back connect malware first. And they try to get the people to download OneDrive standalone updater.
Okay.
And it sideloads a malicious DLL. And that's what really gives them access. It lets them load back connect malware. They get to maintain control. They do a bunch of stuff. And then they hit you with ransomware. And now it's two different ransomware operators that are doing it. So one sees what the other one's doing and they're like, hey, that's a really good idea. We should do that. So now not just Black Basta, but now Cactus has jumped into the party.
Maybe there's a threat actor that's going group to group, pitching his wares.
Well, Black Basta did get some of their chat leaked, and so we don't really know how that's going to work out, whether they're going to stay around or whatnot. But yeah, maybe that's maybe they're going to be forming a bunch of other groups soon.
An entire economy and just like interrelated. There's like a market. There's like a black market for the black market almost.
Well, I mean, it's like us, right? When we see something competitors doing,
sure,
it's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
It's a case method. Copy and steal everything.
Jeez, what's it? Copy and steal. sounds illegal. But that's more of a PSA thing, but it's interesting to see that they are copying each other. And this I mean, this has been happening for a while, but like this one's really jumped up. Because I read another article, another ransomware operator called Medusa. They've been around for like a couple of years, and they hit hard. They have like 400 victims since like 2023. Their ransom demands now start at 100K. The highest that they've seen so far is 15 million.
Remember the old days of the original BitLocker, which was like, not BitLocker, I'm sorry, CryptoLocker. It was like $500. Like the average ask was like $500.
Well, Medusa doesn't care who you are. They're going after healthcare providers.
I was gonna bring that up.
Financial.
That came up at the event the other day that the threat actors now it's open game on any industry. It used to be at one point healthcare and medical might have been might have been a little safer, but now they don't care anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now they're bringing cooler tools to the table too. This has been a thing for a while, but there's this tool out there called Kill AV, and you can leverage a vulnerable driver and use it, and you can kill off AV, or you can even there's some bypassing EDRs too, where you can kill them, so people won't even be able to stop anything that's happening. So once they kill that, if they can get it to run and they can kill it, it's game over at that point. Because a lot of people don't have other tools other than that. So like I'm one of my customers I'm in the middle of a renewal, and they were kind enough to send me the competitors stuff, and I'm looking at it, and all I'm seeing is like the traditional offering that you get from an IT company. You know, like they do support,
old school AV.
Well, no, they have EDR, but like that's all they have. They don't have anything else. They haven't really went beyond just like the basic stuff, right? They're not looking at the business. There's other requirements that have to be done in that business that they aren't going to solve. And I have to like point that out to them. So it's interesting how some IT providers have graduated to the next level and are spending a lot of time focusing on configuration management, policies, procedure, looking at overall risk, doing vulnerability management, stuff like that with their customers. And then you have these other ones that they're living in 2008. Like on it actually said, we remove adware and spyware.
It's funny you bring it up because I'm, as you know, interviewing to expand the team right now.
Yeah.
And, I always ask them, what questions do you have for me? And they're like, why do you do this? And one of my big answers, like, I like to do the right thing. There's those that do the minimum and somehow keep making money, and those of us that are actually out there fighting to do the right thing to protect things. And there is a wide chasm that's just getting bigger between the two, I think.
I mean, we can live a pretty good life. We can just send 2 letters in the mail and get people to scan.
Absolutely. Like if I was not an ethical person, I'd have the boat already. I'd have the yacht.
do you want to hear some funny? You want to hear some other funny stuff from this agreement? Because this, I don't know who it is. I don't know what provider it is. I don't care. It's just there's some funny stuff in here, right? Client must provide us exclusive administrative privileges to the environment.
Exclusive,
yeah.
Hmm.
Let me find some other gems. There's some good gems in here. Let's see here. Data integrity of backups is not guaranteed.
Okay.
So server restoration is the point of the last backup. But when you go down the terms of service T's and C's, you really have to go dig deep. So you get that one right, and then you get this other gem. Yeah, let me find it. Okay, they don't warrant against data corruption, which again, data corruption can happen, right? We can be backing up corrupted files. That stuff happens. You're not going to know it unless somebody's using the file. But they recommend that the client also keeps a local backup of all the stored data to mitigate against unintentional data loss, even though they're giving them appliance to do local backup.
So they're
saying
basically been able to charge for a product without it working,
right,
or saying it's going to work, or guaranteeing it's going to work.
Right. And look, we're not in the guarantee game, right? None of us are in the guarantee game. Like we do the best we can. Things are going to happen. But to say in an agreement that it's strongly advised that they have another local copy that they're responsible for outside of what you're providing to them is a little disingenuous to the customer.
Kind of defeats the service, I would think.
Yeah. So I'm just like looking at this and I'm like, there's other things in here, but I thought those things were like really interesting. Oh, and they don't allow third-party scanning of the environment without written authorization. So if you want to do a pen test or a vulnerability scan, you want to hire a third party to do that. Yeah, they don't allow that. Which it's not their business, right? This is the customer's business.
So yeah.
So they make the decisions, not you. But this is the typical stuff I've seen in like IT agreements for a long time, right? And the mindset of IT in general, like managed IT companies, is like they think like, hey, I'm gonna walk in the door, I have control. You don't control shit.
No,
their business.
It's a partnership, or should be a partnership, in my opinion.
It's their business,
but they own it. Yeah, it's theirs.
Yeah, we're there to offer them a service. We're there to help them make good decisions and run their business. And they run their business. So I just thought that was interesting. But the spyware and adware thing made me laugh. I was like, man, I haven't seen this in a minute. This has been it's been a long while since I've seen that as a removal feature.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I spent a lot of my week going through that and putting together a nice little presentation, like what we do and the differences and stuff like that, which is good for like business in general, right? Like, have a good comparison chart. I don't like to think like that, but
okay, cool. Well, we wrap this up, and I will see you face to face next week, and we'll go from there.
Okay. Again, if you guys have any comments you want to make, if you want us to cover something specific, let us know.
Or a name. What's in the name?
What's in a name?
Yeah, please.
What we should do is combine something, put up one poll, and just like share it, and just like watch the names go crazy.
Seriously.
Yeah, we should ChatGPT like 20 names, and then just like have people vote on it. Make sure that the most
just dump a transcript in and be like, name us, and it's going to be like,
name us.
Yeah, we'll say roast us first, and then base the naming off the roast.
Oh, jeez, as I open
there we go.
ChatGPT. We'll talk about this next week.
All right. Have a good week, guys. Thanks.
Bye, everyone.